Hello everyone, here we are again with another video. Today's video will be a bit different from my previous ones because I won't keep going with my official streak with Iridescent 3.0, the team featuring Skarmory, Blissey and Latios, but I will use instead, as you may have seen from the video's title, a Moltres Stall. That is a team I've created and tested some months ago, and I honestly think it has a really sky-high potential. Also, you may have not recognized me from the screen because this little guy, as you can read, is rosso, not blue. What happened? I've basically uploaded on PC also my save from the test cartridge, okay? I own two Emerald cartridges, and while one was the one from my childhood, the one with the main character named Blue, and is the one I was using for the official streak, this one was really helpful because I could then use the tower cloning glitch, and I could also test some strange teams while I had an official streak ongoing on the main cartridge. The team I will use today, as I told before, is a Moltres Stall featuring these amazing Pokemon, okay? This is an XD random number generated Moltres. And why I pick a Moltres from this game? Because it has two exclusive moves from this game, okay? It has basically Morning Sun and Will-O-Wisp just from this game. It doesn't learn it in Leaf Green, Fire Red or the cartridge games, the GBA cartridge game. So this Pokemon is really unique, okay? And I know it may be difficult to get it. I really had a long process to get this Pokemon. Also, my Moltres isn't flawless, okay? Because it has imperfect attack and special attack Eves, but that's not an issue at all. Because, as you can see, it has no attacking move at all. So these stats are not important. In this team, I also features a Bold Steelix, amazing Pokemon, with some speed investment, max HP, and the rest in special defense, since his defense is really sky high. The speed investment are really interesting because this low speed investment allows this Steelix to outspeed Armaldo, Rhydon, and mostly the Regis, okay? It's basically all of what it has to outspeed. Then I use a similar set to my Skarmory, okay? Because basically it has Protect, Roar instead of Whirlwind, because of course Steelix doesn't learn Whirlwind, Rest and Torment. So basically it's the same sturdy Torment user that I've created for my Iridescence team, and it's really useful also in this other stall. And then I run this Blissey. It's basically the same Blissey I'm using on my current run. A timid Blissey with a lot of speed investment to reach 106 speed tire, and then the rest is put into max defense, a bit of HP, and special defense. The set is a bit different because I run Toxic, then Substitute and Soft Boil, and Defense Curl, not Growl on this one, and I will show why later. Okay, this is basically the team, and I've also to admit that I committed a guilt, okay, to this team, because while I was testing it, I was at 147 wins, while barely checking the tower list. I was just running for fun, and then I decided to change the team. I used a really trash team, really trash, it was really bad, and I've lost after 3 battles, I guess. So I basically haven't lost yet with this team, but it basically didn't have an official streak. So what happened? I've won a lot of series in the last few days, and I've reached his old record, 147. Now I have the chance to pass my previous record with this Moltres Stall, and I will also show you how to basically play with this team. That is really interesting in my opinion, because it's way more difficult to play than Iridescence 3.0 and way more entertaining, even if Moltres is a beast, as you may see later. Okay, well, this is pretty interesting as a lead because it's a Blaziken, and against this kind of Pokemon I'm really happy to have a Moltres in my team, okay? Basically, this Moltres can completely stall out every opponent that is slower, okay? Every opponent that is slower is completely stalled out unless it runs Quick Claw, of course. But one interesting thing about Blaziken, as you can see, is that the Quick Claw set doesn't have Rock Slide or strong move that can hit my Moltres, okay? So basically Moltres is a safe pick against this Pokemon. I will scout with protect first. It used flamethrower, so here we are. This is, okay, set 1. This is Blaziken 1 with quick claw. Now, as you can see, this Pokemon is pretty tricky, okay, for a Steel plus Blissey core, because it has double kick and it has flamethrower with quick claw. Pretty scary. So, what I will do, I will just, okay, spam moves and stall it out with my Moltres. As you can see, my Moltres can't really touch this Pokemon because it has Will-O-Wisp, and Will-O-Wisp doesn't affect Fire type. But, once again, that's not an issue at all. That's not an issue at all because, okay, it has just spent 6 Flamethrower power points, 8 right now, 10, 12, 14. It has just 1 Flamethrower power point left. Okay. This was the last. Okay, as you have seen, what makes this Moltres that amazing is the fact that this Pokemon is the only pressure user available in the Emerald Battle Frontier with a 50% recovery move in Morning Sun. The only one. Other pressure users doesn't have recovery moves outside of Rest. That is really unreliable. And basically, this combined with a pretty good Spitfire, I must admit it, okay, he's starting to use double kick. This fact is really amazing, okay, in my opinion, because it allows this Moltres to completely stall out a lot of threats. This is the ultimate stall Pokemon, okay, but the sad aspect of this Moltres is that you have to random number generated or to know someone that random number generated on Pokemon XD. And it's, well, I don't exactly know how difficult it is because I don't know how to random number generate on XD, but, well, I can just suppose that it's a bit more difficult than a random number generation on cartridge. I know on Game Boy Advance games. That is the RNG I'm able to do. Also, I'm completely stalled this Pokemon out because I then want to switch Blissey in, okay? And after Blissey will be in, I will use Toxic with Blissey to kill this Pokemon. Basically, what makes this team really tough to face for an opponent is that Will-O-Wisp plus Toxic combination is completely unresisted, okay? Basically, in the first resistant Pokemon to this combination is Etron, but it was introduced in Gen 4. In Gen 3 there are no Pokemons at all, okay, able to basically resist, and here we are, to basically resist this combination, okay. Now, as you can see, this Blaziken has no attacking move left, just some roar. I have just to wait until it will call in Blissey. As you can see, I'm pretty unlucky in this process, but here we are. Okay, now I will hit with Toxic. Of course. Well, as you can see, this moves has really low accuracy, okay? Especially Will-O-Wisp. Will-O-Wisp will always miss in needy situation, but it's just enough to hit one time, as you can see. Just one hit, it's good for my team to win the game, basically. Okay, he started to use Struggle. Now I have 2 routes to take. I can basically switch Moltres in or stay in with Blissey, okay? I usually prefer to stay in with Blissey, okay? Because, well, Toxic has a bit more accuracy and utility versus some Pokemon, okay? But as you can see, my my moves will always miss. But that's not an issue at all. That's not an issue at all. Okay, also, you have seen now that this Machamp has hit me with Rock Tomb. That is pretty interesting, okay, because, well, we have already detected Quick Claw user, but Machamp has just one set with Quick Claw, and it's not dangerous at all, okay? So now Moltres will dance again against this Pokemon to stall it out. And here we are. Okay, one thing I want to explain against this while playing this team is that this is not user-friendly at all, okay? As you can see, it's really slow to play, okay? And it's really not entertaining. I mean, you have no setup sweepers, and basically you have just to spend some turn stalling Pokemons, and every opponent have then to face my team, but without a Latios at +6 behind a substitute. But the main strength of this team is the complete lack of weakness, okay, lack of weaknesses. Unless some basically hacks from a Warrain free, no other threat can be dangerous for this team at all, okay? And well, this is what makes this team really, really amazing. Really amazing. There's no other way to describe it. I'm really in love with it. And while playing this team, I really had the impression that it can't lose. There's no opponent that came in my mind that could be threatening for this kind of build. Also because, as you can see, while Moltres is facing a slower enemy, there's no way this enemy can bring Moltres down. No way. Look at this Marowak. Basically, this Marowak didn't have a single chance to hit my Moltres, swapping between Substitute and Protect. Okay, this is an Electrode lead. Okay. One thing one must watch out while facing Electrode is, of course, Explosion. Basically the only dangerous thing, but I don't run Skarmory. I don't run Skarmory that is pretty weak to Electrode, but I run a Steelix that is probably the best Electrode counter in the game. Also, it has opened with Double Team, okay? So it's Electrode 2 with Thunder, Rain Dance, Double Team and Swagger, okay? This Electrode has no way to deal with Steelix, okay? What does it mean? That I will just, okay, use Torment when it will hit, okay? And now I have two routes, basically. I can stay in with Steelix, of course, but I'm not that prone to do it because I know that it will cost me a lot of power points from Steelix, sorry. Or I can switch into Blissey on a not Swagger turn. Basically, I think that now it will use Swagger and I will protect. Bullo, esatto, it's a Swagger in Italian. Now I can safely go into Blissey on his second double team. My Blissey has a Loomberry to keep momentum in this kind of situation, okay? Here we are. And also because, of course, my blessed item, my leftover, is taken by Moltres, and there's no reason to put it away from Moltres. Now, oh, okay, I'm also pretty lucky because my first toxic land, but that's not an issue. That's not an issue. It wouldn't have been a problem, okay? Also, as you can see, its thunder is not enough to break my substitute. And in the process now, you can see how useful Defense Curl is for two reasons, okay? The first one is that this move allows Blissey to pseudo setup, okay? It's the best pseudo setup move that Blissey have, because my team is pretty weak to Salamence, okay? Because Salamence, a set like 4, has Dragon Dance and Aerial Ace. One move that one may pick with Blissey is, of course, Minimize to set up, okay? With Minimize you can raise your evasion, and I have to use Substitute in this turn, and while talking I misplay. Exactly, I'm stupid. Okay, but let's return to the game, okay? I will explain then why Defense Curl is that good. That's a Gyarados, and now I'm confused because I'm pretty stupid. And, well, now I have a lot of game plan against Gyarados. a lot of game plans, as you can see. This is a Gyarados. Of course, most dangerous sets are Dragon Dancing one. And I really hope it's Dragon Dance, and I really hope that my Toxic miss, because I really want to show you my game plan against this Pokemon, to better explain why this Stall team is completely unbreakable, okay? But let's see. Of course, I will open with Toxic. Okay, Confusion and Earthquake. Perfect, okay. That's pretty perfect, because, let me check speed tires a bit. Okay, basically it may be set 3 or set 4. Okay, set 3 as Surf and Thunder, just special coverage, while set 4 as Return, Earthquake and Dragon Dance. I really hope it's this one to show you how to stall it out. Okay, 2 turns of Confusion, that's pretty good. This was also a critical hit. Now I will go into Moltres. Rain Dance, wow, that's interesting, okay. Well, we are facing a really weak Gyarados, that is this one, but Moltres can't stall it out because of Quick Claw, okay. So, I will use a Protect, and then go into Blissey. Perfect. Okay, as you can see, I outspeed, and this Pokemon can break through my Blissey just with 2 critical hits. That is pretty unlikely to happen. I don't want to call too much hacks against me, but it needs 2 critical hits, and I also think a really good roll on the 2 Earthquakes. Yes, definitely 2 critical hits are not enough. Yeah, they are definitely not enough. Okay, I will go then for my Pseudo setup, because it's out of potential dangerous moves power points. And now, Toxic. That's gone. Okay, here we are. Last Pokemon is a really weak Porygon 2. And the game is over. Basically, the game is over. Okay. I can stay with Blissey, I can go in Moltres, there's no issue. At this point, the game is really close. It's really closed. Okay. Well, as you can see, this team has won all of the matches at basically full health and without issues at all. While facing some interesting Pokemons, to be honest, okay? Because, for example, the Sword Dancing Marowak I faced before is one of the most dangerous Pokemon. As you remember from Iridescence, I have always to phase out that Marowak. And now, here we are. This is battle number 150. It's the new record for this team, and this is the last battle I will record, and the one I really wanted to reach for it. It's a Ursaring, so Ursaring is pretty scary for Moltres, okay, because as you can see, it's a really Quick Claw Pokemon, really prone to have Quick Claw. Now, I will use Protect on a Mega Kick. Basically, it can be Quick Claw or it can be Choice Band. Okay? Then, I cannot afford to lose Moltres, of course, on a Mega Kick, on a cold Mega Kick, but counter on the switch in, so is this set. As you can see, this set has no moves at all that can hit Steelix for serious damages outside of Mega Kick, that's pretty powerful itself. Okay, another counter, I will use Torment, and then I will stall out Mega Kick. Keep in mind that 3 power points are already gone thanks to pressure. 4. Okay, 5. protect on crunch, and I will switch at this point, I think, Bliss in. And I will set up on this Pokemon. Before using, as you can see from the list, of course, Toxic, because it has Guts, and it's pretty scary, okay? I want to be at +6 before using everything dangerous. Okay. And here we are. Good. As you can see, I've ended this process with my Pokemon at full health and behind a substitute with Blissey that now has something like 240 defense at level 50. That's pretty unbreakable. Toxic failed. As you can see, this is a pretty strange Lapras set. Is the Dragon Dancing one, let me mark it. This one, okay, with Psychic also as a coverage. Well, what to say, it's pretty weak. I hope that Toxic will hit at some point, 2 miss in a row, but the third has hit, finally. And now I will just spam Substitute. Nothing too smart behind it, okay? Just spam Substitute in case it will pick a Double Edge. Here we are. So, okay, it doesn't even break. I will be behind the Substitute. And then, this is a Gyarados. A last Pokemon, Dragon Dancing Gyarados, it's pretty interesting, but I must admit it, I'm really more comfortable playing against a last dangerous Pokemon with this team than with Iridescence, because Iridescence has a lot of way less to deal with a dangerous last Pokemon than this team. This team really is unbreakable, okay? Okay, now let's check what Gyara set is. Hydro Pump, Hydro Pump. Okay, so no issues at all. An Hydro Pump Gyarados is basically this one, all out special attacker, and Blissey completely laughed at this set. No way. It has no way to deal with it. No way at all. Okay. Well, the match is almost gone. And here we are. Once again, another match at with Pokemon at full health. Well, this is a really amazing stall team. I'm really excited to use it, and it may sound strange because it takes a lot of time more than Iridescence to play. As you can see, this video is like 20 minutes long for what, 3 matches. Well, I've talked a lot, I've explained a lot, but it's pretty slow to play, and I really had bad times playing it on retail because on cartridge it took a lot of time. But in my opinion, it's really interesting because while on Iridescence I can write up a list, okay, of my opening moves versus lead and how to play around lead, okay. After that list, everyone can play the team, okay. Everyone can achieve my record with that kind of list in his hand, okay? Because that team is pretty straightforward, okay? While this one, Iridescence, and Moltres Stall, Mount Sinai, is the name I picked for this team. Mount Sinai is amazing because it really has to adapt to every situation, and you must always decide and correct your game plan while the game is ongoing and looking at what your opponent has a second or third Pokemon. It's way more entertaining, even if it may not look like this. And that's why I think I will, while continuing with my previous streak, I will also give a shot to this team, because I think it has the potential to reach a really high number too, okay? Well, I hope you have enjoyed this kind of boring video, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions, of course, or if something is not clear. I'm always really glad when you make a question, and I'm really happy to explain everything. Bye guys, see you in the next video.